What's up, guys? It is Dan from FightWave, and today I'm absolutely excited to be joined by what was, in my opinion, when I got this news in my DMs, guys, my jaw dropped. If you're a fan of Australian MMA, you know that today's guest is one of the most exciting female fighters in all of Australia. But she will be taking her talents to the road to UFC, where she will be facing Yan Shihi. I think it was May 19th. It is a remarkable fight between two amazing up-and-coming female fighters. I am privileged today to be joined by the legend herself, Lisa Kyriacou of Absolute MMA. Lisa, my God, do you know how to make a return statement? How are you feeling, and how has everything been now that, you know, at the time of this recording, the fight news hasn't been announced, but now that you finally got an opponent in front of you and you're in training camp?
Oh, I feel absolutely amazing. I'm just so ecstatic by this opportunity I have. When we got told about this, I was just over the moon. It took a while to actually sink in what was happening, but it's been it's been a few weeks now, and I just feel so good about this, and I'm just ready to show everyone that I deserve that UFC contract.
No, yeah, definitely. And when I saw the opponent name, obviously Shihi Yan, she fought on the Contender Series. She's a very accredited opponent. She's somebody who has a ton of experience, 24-4 as a professional, which is your most experienced opponent to date. Talk to me just about the excitement of having this kind of test in front of you and having the ultimate proving ground in the form of the road to UFC, where I think the only other Australian as of late that we've seen get that opportunity, of course it didn't materialize, was Quillen Salkild. You'll be the second to have, or first to have, I think, fought on road to UFC, but second to have been invited out.
For sure. So yeah, obviously my opponent's very, very experienced. She's got a much bigger record than me and has been training for a lot longer, I'm sure. But one thing that I've realized about me is that the more experienced and high level my opponent is, I tend to perform better. So it kind of makes me rise to their level. So, I wanted an experienced opponent. I know that I need that, and I need to get a win over that. So I'm really excited just to show that I'm ready to beat someone at that level and to get that contract.
No, yeah, definitely. And obviously the road to the UFC has been a big thing for Australasia, just in terms of just the quality of getting some of the best talent into the UFC, building them up. We saw Anshul Jubilee, Rinya Nakamura, a few names, Jekka Saragay, or just some of the best talents in Australasia who have really been, a product of this show. What's your excitement of being able to go into this proving ground, going to Shanghai, which I know for you, maybe a unique experience going from Australia over to China, the excitement and prospect of that, and also finally getting this opportunity after, you've taken a little bit of time from your last fight on Hex, and just finally having an opportunity and an opponent in front of you. What's that relief of finally getting to be able to train again for an opponent, just that excitement of having a goal in front of you?
Yeah, look, I've been since my last fight was actually on one championship. Which
The Wonder Girl fight. The Wonder Girl fight.
Yes.
I gotta correct myself then. The Wonder Girl fight on Friday Fights.
That's fine.
I gotta correct myself.
That's fine. So obviously that since that fight, honestly, we've been trying to get something that's good for my career. Because look, I've been called out by someone that was like 2-0, it's just ridiculous. So we've been trying. I've been training like in fight camp basically for 6 months because it's been that long since I've fought. So when we got this call up and we looked at the opponent and the show, we're like, we would be stupid not to take it. I cannot say it is going to be my toughest fight yet, but you know what? So it should be. It's for the UFC. And going to China, obviously, this is my first time ever going to China, so that's pretty cool. Getting the visa for China is another story, but I got that sorted, thankfully. But oh, dude, I'm just so excited. I've just been training so hard, and now it's all very game-specific stuff for this opponent. So feeling really good, really excited, really confident.
No, yeah, definitely. And obviously not your first time heading over to Asia for a fight. The Wonder Girl fight, which was your last bout, of course, was a really good showcasing opportunity for you to just showcase your development as a fighter. In our last interview, we spoke about just the development from your debut as a professional to now, where your lone loss came in the form of Jacinta Austin, we'll talk about in just a moment. But you've leveled up leaps and bounds since that fight, and we've come to recognize Lisa Kyriacou as more of a complete fighter in every fight that you've had. We've seen an evolution. Talk to me just about, even in that time away and not really having an opponent in front of you, being able to develop, being able to improve, and also just the opportunity to coach, because you've really embraced that role at Absolute, how you see the fight through a new perspective, and overall just the improvements you've seen like thus far.
Yeah, so obviously, with this time off, well, not time off training, of course, but not fighting, not willingly, just really been focusing on working everything. So my striking, especially, yeah, my wrestling, my grappling, like we're doing multiple sessions a day still, even without that fight, but well, when it wasn't booked, we're still training so hard. And obviously I was also coaching more, which was great. Um, but yeah, I just feel like I've leveled up so much. Look, I've only been training for 6 years. I hadn't even joined a gym ever in my life before this or had any sport behind me. So, it's nice to see that I'm actually, getting to this very high level from nothing, literally. So, yeah.
No, yeah, definitely. And like you said, starting the sport in a much later stage in your life, but
Mm,
excelling in such a short time. I feel like it's always those stories like, you see like the Derek
yeah.
Lewis who started late, the Daniel Rodriguez, then Neil Magny. A lot of these fighters, even like in Australia, Abdullah Biata starting at 22, just a lot of the fighters who start MMA a lot later on in their career, we see them excel
Yeah.
because they make up for that lost time through discipline and
Yeah.
through effort. And for Lisa, I would be remiss if I did not mention the fact that your name has been thrown around Australian female mixed martial arts like a hotbed right now. Just absolutely. Every fighter you see calling for the opportunity, and the fighter you obviously mentioned earlier, if I'm correct, is Fane Mosquito, who has been calling for a fight with you, and also just a handful of other fighters who've been looking for a shot at the undisputed, I think, number one in Australia right now, or one of the number ones in Australia. So what's it been like for you, just not necessarily sitting on the sidelines, but seeing all of these people wanting to fight you, and how does that motivate you, knowing that you've got this target on your back, and it's by way of just you being able to showcase that you've been the number one on multiple occasions?
Yeah, look, with that, so I don't even know her name, to be honest, not in a rude way, but with the 2-0 called me out, dude, I didn't even know who this girl was. And like, I'd love to fight her, don't get me wrong, for other reasons, but it just wasn't a smart fight for my career. Like, we've literally been told we need to fight more experienced opponents, and that's exactly what I've gone and done, sorry. It is nice to have that, of course. Like people wanting to fight me, and I get it. I'm the top flyweight in the country. Uh, why would they not want to fight that and shortcut their career by fighting the best in the country? But yeah, just not going to happen. But yeah, it's definitely a compliment. I take it as a compliment, so it's good to have that for sure. Get my name in people's mouths.
No, yeah, absolutely, and just it's been, I think, a testament to just how much you've excelled in our sport in such a short amount of time. And another interesting set of details that has recently emerged, prior to this announcement when it'll be released, is that your former opponents Amina Hedaya and Jacinta Austin, they're fighting for the vacant eternal flyweight championship, and it's an interesting fight nonetheless. You've seen both females across the octagon from yourself. You've defeated Amina and then Jacinta, obviously your pro debut. Talk to me a little bit just about that fight and seeing Jacinta's return to Australia, the excitement you think that fight will bring for Australian MMA, and just I guess your prediction on that fight.
Yeah, so I did see them one day facing off, so it's not a surprise it's happening. I thought it made sense. I do see Jacinta winning for sure. I think her striking's a lot more sharper than Amina. She's got a bit more grit as well than Amina does. But hey, best of luck to them both. I yeah, I think it's a good fight. It should be an entertaining fight. Yeah, good luck to them both.
Absolutely, and I think I want to get your thoughts just overall on the scene right now, Lisa. Last time we spoke, there wasn't necessarily a comprehensive talent pool of females in Australia, like we said before. It's still a developing talent pool, but I feel like with time, we've seen the pool expand little by little. I want to ask you just your thoughts on what this fight means for Australian MMA to have two amazing female fighters headlining, and your excitement for the continuing development of the scene in Australia with fighters like yourself, like Jacinta, like Amina, and so many others putting on for the country.
Yeah, it's so nice to see, the females in Australia just growing and getting up there. And we're all getting to this very high level where we're almost in the UFC. I reckon like Jacinta Winters, she'll probably get signed or one fight off. Amina's obviously going well on her record. So it's so nice to see that the women's division is just being so active in our country, and everyone's just pushing to get to the highest levels. So yeah, really nice to see that, and I just hope we all just keep getting up there and making a statement and worldwide.
No, yeah, definitely. And just the announcement of this fight is a massive accomplishment, I think, for the
Yeah.
gym at Absolute MMA. And you guys continue to up the ante, one of the premier gyms in Melbourne, Victoria, Australia, and just continuing to up the ante. Coach Simon Carson, like I said in the past interview and interviews prior, I don't believe he gets enough credit for what he's built in Melbourne and in overall Australian MMA. Talk to me a little bit just about seeing the opportunities that have come the way of Absolute MMA, the development in Osamakade Kakembo, coming off a great victory over Michael Barber. You have a lot of other fighters. He just got announced to fight Jarrett Wilbraham as well. Jack Jenkins healed up from his injury. Joey, I think if I remember correctly, he's also on the doorstep of another fight pretty soon. Just the momentum right now for the gym, kind of getting back to the way of old. I know there was a small hiccup in 2023 with a lot of stuff happening, but it seems like the team's on the right track again. Talk to me a little bit about that, overcoming those adversities with the team, and what it would mean for you to bring a victory like this to Absolute.
Oh, for sure. So honestly, our gym, our culture there, we're just like one big family, and we're just no matter what, we have a fight booked, we don't, whatever it is, we're just constantly training and building each other up every single day, multiple times a day. And that's why I believe we're at the level we're at. Like, we don't let anyone suck off. Not that we really do, but like we're just constantly building each other and working as a team. It's such a team environment at Absolute. And yeah, obviously we have Simon to thank for everything he does for us. You've got the best of the best at our gym. I believe it's the number one gym. I'm not just saying that because I don't train there, but you can just see by look at the fighters we have coming out of our gym. There's no denying that we're definitely one of the best. And yeah, I'm just so excited to see the guys getting locked in now and getting other fights and just growing as well. And a lot of them are also not far from getting that contract, I believe, as well. So really exciting stuff and a real good vibe and energy coming out of Absolute at the moment. So yeah, it's really exciting times for everyone. Bringing that win home to the gym, it's like a dream, and I'm going to make that happen. So yeah, really excited and just can't wait to bring that win home to the gym.
No, yeah, definitely. And obviously, as of late, you and Joey and a handful of others from Absolute switch managements over to Reese Dawson of Dime Sports Group. And Reese, I've said nothing but amazing things about him. I think he is one of the premier managers in all of Australia, but also the entire globe. Just his roster continues to grow. He goes above and beyond for his athletes. And I want to get your thoughts on just the management suite. What's it been like working with Reese and just being able to get this opportunity basically almost right out the gate since moving to him.
Oh, Reese is honestly amazing. I could not have wanted or asked for a better manager. He never leaves me wondering. He's so thorough about everything, writing me checklists, constantly keeping me updated. Um, he's honestly amazing. It's been so great and just like so much stress off my shoulders having him there. And I honestly just trust him with everything. And I can just see by the work he is doing, like with this fight for me. It's our first official fight locked in together, and just the efforts he goes to is just amazing. So yeah, I'm so grateful to have him, and I just can't wait to see what our future holds together.
Absolutely. And if this is any indication, Lisa, because this announcement for a first fight is honestly, unbelievable if you really put it into perspective. Just one of those fights that, it's like the shock value once it's actually released across the Australian MMA outlets.
Yeah.
It's gonna be pretty insane, I think, for the scene, and just
Yeah.
a testament to the work that you've put in. And as of late, we've seen, I know you are very prideful of your heritage and of your roots. A proud Greek Cypriot, also proud Aussie Greek. Just the momentum for Australia right now in that department. George Mongo's just got announced. He's fighting for in the four-man Hex. I think each Hex featherweight four-man Grand Prix for their belt with 5,000 on the line and the belt on the line.
Yeah.
And then also George Kambosos coming back to Australia to fight Vasily Lomachenko. And then you had obviously Alexander Volkanovski, though unsuccessful. His words have really captivated the entire nation and the entire MMA world. Is there what's the momentum for the scene been like for you? And just the pride that emulates off of you knowing that you've seen your fellow Aussie Greek counterparts just really being able to take the sport to a whole new level. How does that motivate you?
Oh, it's great. Like I'm constantly getting motivated by these guys. it's just such a good community. And, even though, we don't personally all chat every day or whatever at all, really. Like, I obviously come across the couple of these guys every now and then in my life, but it's just good to see them all succeeding and growing in the sport once again and just doing so well and just, in their own way uplifting other Greek Cypriots. It's nice.
No, yeah,
Yeah, for
absolutely.
sure.
No, yeah,
Good community.
no, yeah, definitely. Just like I think the overall scene in Australia has been elevated by just the resilience and of the work ethic of fighters like George Kambosos, like yourself, like George
For
Mangos, and
sure.
like Alexander Volkanovski, and just a lot of other Aussie Greeks overall. I think the scene has really just been taken to a whole nother light, a whole nother level.
Hmm.
And Lisa, I want to thank you so much for the quick opportunity to have this chat. It's always a privilege to sit down and speak with you. I think your work ethic speaks for itself. To get these opportunities with the amount of time that you put in. Still, like you mentioned, only 6 years in the fight game, truly. Yet you're continuing to excel in every department and in every facet of the fight game. And your toughest test to date in front of you come next month. Talk to me about the goals for 2024. You with a win over Chihiyan, that puts you in a remarkable position to continue to build up the road to UFC tournament and ultimately fight for a coveted spot inside the UFC. So talk to me about your goals for 2024 and a message to the Lisa Kyriacou supporters at home.
Yeah, look, I'm gonna get this win. It's actually just gonna be a one fight deal, which is perfect. So I'm just gonna get this contract, and I really want to prep, and fingers crossed that I can get onto that Perth card. I think it just makes perfect sense to see me on there. And I believe all, the people that follow me and support me also want to see me on there. So yeah, I just want to get that win next month, get that contract, get signed, and just do absolutely amazing. This year's going to be my UFC year, and I'm going to get there and I'm going to absolutely smash it and show everyone why I deserve to get that shot.
No, yeah, definitely. And I cannot wait to watch you fight on the road to UFC. And I know hundreds and thousands of other Australians cannot wait to watch you fight and compete on the road to UFC. Lisa, best of skill in your upcoming matchup. But I don't think I would say best of luck, but I don't think you'll be needing luck in this one. Thank you so much for your time, Lisa. Always a privilege to speak with you. And to the fans at home watching, do be sure to check out Lisa Kyriacou versus Chi Hee-yeon on the road to UFC May 19th. It's going to be in Shanghai, China. It's going to be a fight that I believe is going to be one to remember, and Lisa is going to go out there and do what she does best, which is go out there and remind the fans of her skill set. Lisa, thank you so much for your time. A privilege as always. It's been me, Dan from FightWave. I will be linking Lisa's socials in the description down below, and have a great day, guys.